Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 17, Text number 32. Tvam vartamanam naradeve deheshu anupravrittoyam adharma pugaha lobho mrutam chaurya manarya mamho jesta cha maya kalahasta dambaha. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. If the personality of Kali, irreligion, is allowed to act as a man-god or an executive head, certainly irreligious principles like greed, falsehood, robbery, incivility, treachery, misfortune, cheating, quarrel, and vanity will abound. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The principles of religion, namely austerity, cleanliness, mercy, and truthfulness, as we have already discussed, may be followed by the follower of any faith. There is no need to turn from Hindu to Mohammedan to Christian or some other faith and thus become a renegade and not follow the principles of religion. The Bhagavatam religion urges following the principles of religion. The principles of religion are not the dogmas or religious principles of a certain faith. Such regulative principles may be different in terms of the time and place concerned. One has to see whether the aim of religion have been achieved. Sticking to the dogmas and formulas without attaining the real principles is not good. A secular state may be impartial to any particular type of faith, but the state cannot be indifferent to the principles of religion as above mentioned. But in the age of Kali, the executive heads of state will be indifferent to such religious principles, and therefore under their patronage, the opponents of religious principles such as greed, falsehood, cheating, and pilfery will naturally flow, and so there will be no meaning to propaganda crying to stop corruption in the state. I received a video message a few days ago. It said, reasons why you should not visit San Francisco even if it is a sponsored trip. They say the number of shoplifting and carjacking instances have gone up. After the pandemic, more and more people have become homeless, and for the living, there is increase in crime. People are so fed up that they are not locking the cars. They want to tell the thieves, there is nothing inside. You can open and see. Please don't break my glass. And the shoplifting is so rampant, the government has decriminalized shoplifting merchandise if it is less than $1,000 or $950. And Bhagavatam is explaining why such instances are in the rise. That too in an advanced and developed country like United States, and police are clueless. So in this shloka, it is said, if the personality of Kali, irreligion is allowed to act as executive head, certainly robbery, incivility, misfortune, cheating, quarrel, vanity will all grow in leaps and bounds. Very interesting. Prabhupada, while speaking on this subject to David Mosey, who was he was a PRO from Chicago Police Department, Prabhupada says, these things rise in the society because of increase in lust and greed. These are the two negative qualities that are responsible. And when people become more and more godless, there is no hope. In fact, the laws of state are also similar to laws of God. The laws of state says, if somebody has legitimately earned something, he has the right to enjoy. And if you encroach upon his property, that is called crime. And what does Ishavasya Upanishad say? Ishavasyam idagam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita. Krishna has allocated certain material opulences for everyone so that you can utilize this and grow in God consciousness, in Krishna consciousness. And if you try to encroach upon this God-given gift, that's called crime. So you have to face the state laws, you also have to face the laws of nature as given by God. And unfortunately, the so-called intelligent, educated people, being puffed up by their opulence, they also propagate godlessness, trying to inculcate good qualities without God consciousness will never be successful. In fact, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhogaishvarya prasaktanam tayapahuta chetasam. You know this sloka. So Krishna is telling, if there is too much material opulence, we get pride. We think we have succeeded because of my endeavor. I got this opulence, name, fame, it's because of my endeavor, it's me, and I will make the laws. Sometimes this happens if you are not careful. Not that you have opulence, you will not follow God, but generally these things happen. And there are other class of people, they imitate the leader class. And hence you will see rise in such instances. Of course, cheating, crime, quarrel, it is also there in both lower class and even upper class, uneducated, even educated class. And Prabhupada is saying the reason is lust and greed. Some might say, no, you can come out of this by good culture, education, training. You're in a family, in a society with great value systems. You can come out of all this and you can be happy in life. Let us understand whether this statement is true through an interesting documentary that I saw recently. This documentary is called The Bond. This speaks about the beautiful bond between a woman and a dolphin. Her name is Jay, and she was doing horsekeeping. She had a nice family. Husband was an oceanographer, and one day they decided, I think we should take a break. Couple goals. So let's go to a beach. Let's go to a nice place away from our place. Let's enjoy. So they went to a beach. They took a boat. It's a private boat, and they were enjoying the ride. There was a dolphin, interestingly, was following the boat. And Jay observed this. When they came for the second time, dolphin followed. They came after a few months, again dolphin was following. You see, dolphins have the special ability to remember people and strike a relationship. She got attracted, and she started coming again and again just to enjoy this wonderful reciprocation of the dolphin. Her attachment increased. And we know in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dhyayato Vishayan Punsaha Sangateshu Pajayate. Repeatedly, when the dolphin gave attention to Jay, Jay become attached. And then once you become attached, what happens? You want to indulge. That's called kama, the lust. So she wanted to enjoy the company of dolphin. She didn't know swimming. She learned swimming and started swimming with the dolphin. They become so attached. She also named the dolphin as Jojo. She started calling the dolphin by name Jojo, and dolphin would come and they were enjoying. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Now kama has started. The lust has started. Indulgence, enjoying. And it so happened after many years, the dolphin introduced her friend, a friend dolphin, who had just given birth to a baby. And this really touched Jay's heart. Why me? Why only me? So that means the dolphin trusts me. Attachment grew. So this bonding went on for 25 years. Now Jay is also old. She's probably 65, 70. She was suffering from diabetes. She had to undergo dialysis every day. She was suffering from cancer. She had to undergo chemotherapy every day. For 2 years, she could not meet Jojo. She was down. In her hospital, she had photograph of she with Jojo. Her mobile ringtone was Jojo's voice. She was begging, doctor, once, give me one chance to see my Jojo. With great difficulty, with so much of medical equipments they allow. She goes, half a day they searched because 2 years gap. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. She was morose. Where is my Jojo? And suddenly the Jojo appears. And the husband captured this moment of her joy. And then what happened? She's sick, went back to the hospital, and never she could ever go and see Jojo. That is why Bhagavad Gita says, Dukkha yonaya evate. The problem with such enjoyment, lust is nothing but enjoying materially independent of God. That is called lust. So enjoying independent of God, unfortunately, it leads to misery. The end is always a misery. To achieve that, it is miserable. To maintain it is miserable, and it will conclude with misery. This is the unfortunate result of enjoying materially independent of Krishna. When you tell this, probably people will give a pep talk. The former very famous pep talk. Mana ki mushkil hai, magar tum sun lo musafir. I know life is tough, but listen. Never give up. Kadam kadam badaaye hum. Step by step we will achieve. We will reach. We will succeed. So that means they are telling you, don't worry, now you are in misery. Don't worry, keep on working hard. There will be a day where you will succeed. So the question is, do you think by working hard materially, independent of God, for a longer period of time, will ever get happiness? Let us see what Bhagavatam says. Bhagavatam, 9th canto, describes the life of Yayati. Once upon a time, King Yayati was the emperor of the world. Yayati was intelligent, opulent, powerful. He had youth and used to enjoy this world materially. Luxury, women, power, everything at his command. One day, a set of girls, young girls, they went to a palace garden, and the garden was very beautiful with fruit and flower bearing trees and plants. And there were very nice birds, chirping birds. It was very soothing to hear. And then there was a beautiful lake, and the lake was filled with swans and lotus flowers. So these young girls went there to take bath. And there was a girl by name Devayani. She was the daughter of Shukracharya. Shukracharya is the guru of the Devatas. And then we had Sharmista. Sharmista was also a daughter of a king, Vrishaparva. So all of them, they removed their clothes, they started taking bath. And by chance, Lord Shiva, along with his wife Parvati, happened to pass by. And all these girls covered their bodies out of respect. Sharmista, by mistake, she wore the clothes of Devayani. Devayani got very angry. She was biting her lips very hard and she shouted, "How dare you wear my clothes? You've done this act like a dog, snatching food from an owner without permission." And Sharmista also was short-tempered. When she gave back, she rebuked. She said, "How dare you speak like this? You say you come from a respectable Brahmana family, but how do you live? You don't earn, you beg. You are a beggar. You are like a crow. You have a crow mentality." You know, this is what happens when women fight. No offense, men also are like that. So this was going very intense. And then Sharmista, she pushed Devayani into the lake and threw her clothes. And then they all go away. And by chance, Yayati comes there. He was very thirsty. He wants to drink water. And then he sees Devayani. Out of compassion, he gave his upper clothes to her. You please wear it. You don't have any clothes. And after that, I'm going to help you. Oh, you're going to drown. He gives his hand to her. Holds. They come out. And you know what happens. The touch sensation created feelings. There was a lot of love. And then Devayani said, this kind of holding happens only during marriages. I have a request. Please don't make anybody else touch my hand like this. I have accepted you as my husband. No, Devayani is a Brahmana. Yayati is a Kshatriya. In India, there is a fight on intercaste marriages. So the issue has come, is intercaste marriage allowed in Vedic times? Well, Devayani took this problem to her father, Shukracharya. He said, all right, if you like him so much, I will amend the rules. There is a way. Some rules amendment is required. Some approvals are required. He gets all those and gets them married. In fact, in the purport, Prabhupada writes that how in Vedic times intercaste marriages were allowed through a process, after following a process. And anyway, Shukracharya was angry with what Sharmista did. With all anger, along with Devayani, he goes to meet Vrishaparva, King Vrishaparva. Vrishaparva knows, Shukracharya is my guru, and if he is angry, I will be destroyed. Better I surrender. He goes to Shukracharya. On the road, he offers his dandavats and requests him, please forgive me. Please forgive my daughter. Please tell me what I should do so that you will be happy and your daughter will be happy. Then the daughter says, I want Sharmista to be my maid servant throughout her life. King agrees, Sharmista also agrees. Devayani and Yayati were married, and anyway, along with the queen, all her girlfriend was supposed to accompany her and be with her. So Sharmista also followed. 2 beautiful sons were born to Devayani. Sharmista was also desiring, even I need sons, I need children. She requests Yayati, I also want children, please help me. Now I am surrendered, I am here. In Vedic times, this was allowed, and secretly, children were conceived. Sharmista gave birth to 3 children. Devayani came to know about this. She was very angry, went back to the father and complained. The father calls Yayati. He said, you fool, you cheated us. I specifically told you not to associate with Sharmista. You have done it. I will curse you that you will suffer from old age and invalidity with immediate effect. Then Yayati, he was thinking, if there is no youth, if I get old age, how will I enjoy this world? I have so many desires. I want to enjoy. He goes to Shukracharya and intelligently he says, Father-in-law, if I become old, how will your daughter enjoy? She is still young. She will suffer. This struck him. Then he says, all right, I'll give you one more boon. The boon is, if there is anybody who's ready to exchange your old age with their youth, you can do it. he thanks, and Yayati, he very shamelessly, he goes to his sons. He had 5 sons. 4 sons disagree. The last son, Puru, who was the son of Sharmista, agrees. He said, "Father, it's my duty. In fact, the son should be so loyal that you should act understanding the mentality of father. That is the first class son. Actually, I become second class son. You asked me, after you asked him, I am agreeing." And of course, the third class son is, even after father telling, he doesn't do it. So they exchange, and in the purport, Prabhupada says, Kamas Tayastar Hitajnana. This is the influence of lust. One will lose his intelligence. The lust was so strong in Yayati that shamelessly he was okay to make his son suffer, but he wanted to enjoy materially. Anyway, exchange happens. He rules the world for 1,000 years. His tendency to enjoy this material world never diminishes. 1,000 years he enjoyed, fully enjoyed opulence, luxury, women, power, people, everything. But still he was not at all satisfied. And then finally he got disgusted and understood. Any amount of material endeavor will never make me happy. He understood that all material enjoyment ultimately will lead to miseries, and it is temporary, and hence it's useless. He gives back the youth to Puru, makes him the king. He retires from active family life. He was a devotee to some extent. He practices Krishna consciousness very seriously. So there is a lesson for us. The lesson is, any amount of endeavor to satisfy materially will never make you happy. This lust and greed will never come. We will think, okay, let me indulge. When I indulge, the desire will go away, then I'll be free. I'll be a good person, good qualities. No. In fact, Bhagavad Gita says, this is like pouring ghee on fire. You think fire will ever douse? No. Fire will only increase. It will only increase. That is why we should be very intelligent in understanding these finer concepts from the Vedas. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna gives an interesting analysis of lust. In chapter 3, Krishna is telling, where is this lust? Where is it sitting? If you want to control lust, having understood that satisfying such tendencies will never make me happy, let me save time. Let me engage myself in higher activities, in spiritual activities. But where is this? First I have to identify where is this, and then I will know how to control this. And Krishna calls this lust as our enemy. And where is this enemy sitting? It is sitting in our senses, it is sitting in our mind, and it is sitting in our intelligence. These are the 3 places it is sitting. Now, how do we control this? So, Krishna, in the 3rd chapter, 42nd shloka, he says, Indriyani paranyahur indriyebhyaha param manaha manasastu para buddhir yo buddhehe paratastu saha. So Krishna is telling, Indriyebhyaha param manaha. These senses wants luxury, it wants to enjoy materially without Lord, just like Yayati. Now you can control this through mind. Now mind is also contaminated. Manasastu para buddhir. He said, don't worry, you control the mind through buddhir, through intelligence. Okay, intelligence is also polluted. Buddhehe parastattu saha. Above intelligence is the spirit soul. Of course, we do chanting, we have Prabhupada's books, we hear. But still this force of lust is very powerful. It's so powerful. We want to implement things, we want to follow sincerely, but somehow the force is so much that our practice also becomes mechanical. So the best formula is go to the CEO. Who is the CEO here? The spirit soul. You might say, Arey Prabhuji, I am thinking I am the body. I am not realized I am spirit soul. How can spirit soul control all these things? This is my question to you. Have you all realized your spirit soul? Please raise your hands. Okay. Okay, most of you have not raised. We have one Sitaprajna who raised. Alright. So, if you are not realized, then how do we control intelligence, mind and senses through spirit soul? How do we do it? Fortunately, there is a formula. The formula is desire comes from spirit, the soul. The desire is yours. You desired that I want to enjoy independent of Krishna. That desire got you to this material world. Just that one desire, nothing else. Now you should change the desire. And what is that desire? You should desire to follow the instructions of spiritual master. That's all. When you desire, because that is your decision, the Atma's decision, the soul's decision, you have to desire. When you make a decision that I agree to follow the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, then you see, intelligence will follow. Intelligence will follow the directions of this desire. When intelligence is purified through this, then mind is controlled, senses are controlled. When you desire to enjoy materially, when you go to a beach, you will say, I want to indulge in swimming, dolphins, blah, blah, blah. When you desire that I want to associate with Krishna and I want to follow the instructions of spiritual master, then when you go to the same beach, now you're desired that you want to connect with Krishna, intelligence will give some other direction. Let's take example of what Prabhupada did when he went to Laguna Beach in Los Angeles. Laguna Beach is a very posh locality in Los Angeles. Obviously there is beach and there are big houses, mountains, It is very green, and the rich people stay there. When Prabhupada saw, he said, these are all yoga brasthas. In their previous life, they did devotional service, and Krishna gave them opulence. Okay, I'll give you opulence so that peacefully practice Krishna consciousness. And somehow they've forgotten. So he said, let us revive their lost Krishna consciousness. So he said, there is beach, don't avoid, it's okay. You do beach Sankirtana. Take Nitai Gauranga deities, take Mrudanga, Karta, do chanting, do dancing. And people like food, they're foodies in Laguna Beach. So devotees used to conduct feast. They say a lot of feast programs during festivals. And obviously people are intelligent. So he said, all right, they went to schools, colleges, offices and spoke the science of Krishna consciousness. You see, when you desire to serve Krishna, when you desire to serve Lord, certainly intelligence, mind and senses will follow. Prabhupada says, my disciples have to read these purports very scrutinizingly, very nicely. I was in Delhi. There's a beautiful Lodhi garden. It's quite a big garden. A lot of people come for walking, jogging. So one day, one evening, even I was walking with somebody and I saw a board. The board said, Yoga Sthali. I was very happy. Yoga means it will make you realize God. And there is Yoga Sthali here. Wonderful. I want to see what yoga activities are happening. In one corner, people sat. Ho, 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 ho. There's a laughing club. They have a good health. And one more place, they are doing some breathing exercise. And at one more place, they are trying to stand on one leg and do something. Then I thought, yoga means it will teach you how to link towards God. And none of them are even thinking of God here. So probably they should rename the board Pranayama Sthali, Asana Sthali, Niyama Sthali, So, we need proper directions, and the directions come from a bona fide spiritual master. And again, some people will say, I think you're too pessimistic. If children are taught, say, moral lessons from the childhood, if they taught good education, probably good value system, probably they'll become good citizens. In fact, this question was asked by Parikshit Maharaj to Shukadev Goswami. And interestingly, Shukadev Goswami says, Shri Badaranir Uvacha, in 6th canto he says, Karmana karma nirharo. He's saying, Karmana means all this so-called, good activities or bad activities. It may be robbery, it may be whatever. If you want to come out of this, karma nirharo, it is not possible through one more material activity. Karma nirharo, it is not possible. You will never be able to come out of the tendency to enjoy materially, even greed, through any amount of material activity. It is not possible. Nahi atyantika ishyate na. Nahi, it is not possible. Prayashtitam vimarshanam. That is where you require the direction of Shastras. Clearly you need the direction of Shastras, the Vedic literatures. And what does Shastras say? Very simple. Prabhupada gives us a very simple formula. Patya and Aushadha. The Patya, the diet is Krishna Prasadam. We should have nice Krishna Prasadam. And Aushadha is, medicine is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This Patya and Aushadha, this is what you have to practice. Very simple. Any amount of increase in material prosperity will not give us happiness. It will never give us happiness. So practice. You might say, Prabhuji, yeah, I know chanting is the thing. I want to practice, but again I start to chant, mind will say, hey look, you have this office work. Hey look, that fellow spoke to you in a very negative way. Probably you should take some action on him. So many things, mind keeps on disturbing. I know I have to chant with attention, but practically I am not able to attentively chant. What do I do? There is an exercise which I want to tell all of you. And if you follow this exercise, I am very sure that you will succeed in chanting attentively. What is that exercise? It is just like when you start chanting, if you know that your mobile is constantly ringing, what do? Silent mode, switch off, correct? And you know that there is if you are on say on a main road, there's a lot of noise. If you open the door, there's a lot of noise. What do? You shut the door. And you have chanting, and if somebody calls you, hey, can I meet you? Just I want to talk to you, courtesy. You're chanting pending, can I come immediately? What do? You say, no, you can come after some time, or mutually convenient time, right? So you know how to avoid. Now, the biggest culprit which is creating nuisance in our chanting is our mind. So mind will trouble you with so many reasons, all good reasons. When you start to chant, all good things will come up. Wonderful things will come up, which you cannot say no. So what you should do, just like you see door as an external object, mobile as an external object, your people as external object. In the same way, you should see your mind is also an external subtle object. It's external. So start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mind will say, hey look, see the WhatsApp message. What you do? Neglect. Forget it. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, you have to buy something, no? Remember, he is coming. What do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hold a minute. We had Prabhupada appearance day. Special offering has come. Do you want to live like that? It is prasadam after all. What do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, emergency, very urgent. Office email I have to answer. What do? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just like outside your house, so many vehicles go, you're not bothered, you neglect, you chant. So many messages come. If you decide when you keep it in silent mode, you're not bothered. Just don't bother. At a beautiful mind, you ask, no problem, but I won't answer you. Sorry, I have to do chanting. But mind will not allow you. Every time it gives a wonderful reason, but you say no. Just chant, don't think, don't answer your mind. If you try to answer and engage in a conversation with your mind, you are dead. Your mala bid you'll not be able to chant. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. Then you see that you would have finished your round. And this is possible only with Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Only with devotees it is possible. Outside people, when their mind gets agitated, when they cannot focus, That's it. That is why they get into stress, strain and so many things. Apart from the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, any other sound cannot control mind. When you chant Hare, instead of Hare Krishna, your mind is telling, see message, you chant somebody's name. Or you chant car. No, you can't control. But only the holy name you can control. Hare Krishna mantra, it has potency. The Mahamantra has potency. Mahamantra is powerful. It can influence us spiritually. It can control our mind. Only with Mahamantra is possible. Take it as a challenge. Do it as an exercise. Let the mind tell. Don't talk. Just chant. When you chant that one round, in spite of disturbance, you will succeed. Then you record that. Yeah, today I have succeeded. That means holy name is powerful. Second day, again, I am very excited. I want to win over my mind. Again, excitement in chanting. Again, so many thoughts come. Again, you win. Like that, when you do for many days, many weeks, many months, it becomes a habit. Becomes habit, easily you can chant. So, lust and greed is something very difficult to overcome through any material means. Until this lust and greed are eliminated from the heart, crime, incivility, and all the negative things in the society will continue, irrespective of your poor man, rich man, intelligent man, uneducated man, Indian, American, it will continue. So the best process is Krishna consciousness. Take Krishna Prasadam, chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, chant attentively. Don't worry, mind, you are not the mind, just neglect the mind, chant nicely, just chant, hear nicely. I'm sure by the blessings of Krishna and Guru will come out of lust and greed and we can lead a very happy and blissful life. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Antaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.